Hello everyone, so back with yet another video. It's the third video in the day. It's been a busy couple of days in this week. So this is basically one of my favorite setups. It has not gone as far as I expected to go. Uh, this is coming from CAD interest rate, right? And it's thoroughly explained in the course how a major news event could give you easy trades on a very small time frame to enter, honestly. So it's pretty quick when there's a major news event like NFP that is due tomorrow. We have Euro interest rate that is due today, and then we had CAD interest rate yesterday. So this trade that you're looking at right now is a sell that I took on dollar CAD after looking at a lot of dollar weakness throughout the day, and then CAD interest rate. CAD interest rate came out this candle, this massive red candle that you see on dollar CAD. This is CAD interest rate. So basically, CAD interest rate came out and the prices pushed very high for CAD, right? CAD got pretty strong. That is why this chart is going down, because this is US dollars price against Canadian dollar, right? So it still hasn't gone as far as they expected it to. Maybe because it's probably going to wait for NFP, or as Powell's testifying again tonight, so it could move with that. I'm still holding this trade. I mean, not all of it, but some of it. Risked about less than 0.5% on this because of euro yen. If you've been through the previous two videos regarding euro yen, it's already running. It's making a lot of profits. It's gone so far. Let me just give you a little bit of an overview of. So this is, I'm making this video after about an hour and a half after making the euro yen update video. And if you've gone through the video of euro yen update, let me take you to euro yen really quickly and give you a surprise. Surprise, surprise! It's just, fallen down. It's fallen down so fast. I'm hoping it gives another entry for the sell side um, with NFP tomorrow, or euro interest rate today, but does not look like it at the moment. It's just falling down, keeps falling down. Anyway, this is not the topic for the video, euro yen. I've already done a brief, elaborated video on euro yen and pound yen per se. Yeah, look at that too, just falling down. Anyway, dollar CAD. And the other trade that I took on with CAD interest rate was euro CAD. Uh, this I'm not holding anymore. I got out on this. I'll explain it to you um, after we go through the dollar CAD video. Okay, so dollar CAD, if you go through all of yesterday's data, you'd be able to see how dollar got so weak, so weak yesterday. Uh, I've done a video on pound dollar that I was looking to buy, shared it in the community too, but did not get my entries. So that was in the back of the head. The dollar is really weak. And then CAD interest rate came out. CAD got pretty strong with the interest rate release. We can see it on the chart, right? We don't have to look at the data that came out. This is very important piece. You do not have to, per se, look at the data that came out. It's just showing you on the chart that the price just dove down all the way down to there, right? So uh, with the course that I've prepared, this is taught with a lot of emphasis and a lot of detail that how a major news event basically sets the direction for the next week, or probably for the next month or so. So this is what happened on CAD interest rate. The news came out, the price pushed so far lower, and generally maybe 90% of the times, what happens with these major news events is the direction that they choose, let's say on a higher time frame, if you take a look at 60 minutes, so the price as it started to sell from here, basically the sell started up there, but the interest rate released at 17:45 my time. I'm sorry, 19:45 my time. That's 7:45 in the evening. That's right about 15 minutes after the New York Stock Exchange opens. So you can see the timestamp down there. It says 19:45. If I take you to the economic calendar, yesterday, CAD interest rate, BOC rate statement, interest rate decision, 17:45 my time. So this is the move that happened with the interest rate decision, right? As soon as the interest rate decision came out, prices shot all the way down, right? And then generally what happens with interest rate specifically is that if there's a press conference later on, you take a look here. 20:30 my time, that's 8:30 my time, that's Bank of Canada press conference, right? So generally what happens is that if there's a press conference, uh, let's say 30 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour later after the interest rate is released, the price tends to pull back until that time, and as soon as the press conference begins, the price starts to move again. So this is exactly what happened here. Now, what happened is, as we've discussed multiple times, that for a bigger seller to make money off of the sell, he needs buyers to be introduced into the markets, right? What happens with these major news events like NFP or CPI or GDP, that basically moves the market, right? You can see it on the chart as the price starts to move. You don't necessarily have to see what the data is. It's going to show you on the chart. It's always there. Okay, so what happens is on the smallest of time frames. On the smallest of time frames, they'd introduce a bit of the opposite party. Exactly like here. So it started going down from up there, came down, then pulled back a little bit, went all the way down to there, then pulled back a little bit, went all the way down to there, and then the buyer comes in. The buyer comes in, goes all the way up to there, puts in a higher low, goes for a higher high. So what happens with these big movements, the big movement that you see on dollar CAD on the left side, this big movement, what happens with this big movement is the general idea in the markets with basically more with the retail traders, people like us who do not know a lot of stuff about trading. The general idea is that if it's dipping too low, it's going to pull back higher, right? So there will be discount, and you get in on the opposite side because you've missed this bigger move. Your brain and your fear of missing out, also known as FOMO, it basically tells you that because it has fallen so far low and it's such a sharp move, you cannot sell it because it's fallen so far low, but you want to make money, right? And you've missed a lot of money, making a lot of money from this move, or from all the way up to there to all the way down to here. You've missed all of that, so you want to make the money right now, right? I'm not sure if I'm able to explain it in the right terms or not, but you want to make the money right now. And as people like us, I include myself in the retail traders. People like us, when they start to get in on the buy side, the seller comes back and then look at the chop from the buys. The buys cannot do anything. Cannot do anything at all. The price comes all the way up into the same area where it, turns people to the buy side, and then there's basically not a lot of data to the rollover here. So this trade was taken based on correlation. As we've talked about correlation multiple times, of course there is you know this buyer that buys and turns to the buy side, and then where the bigger seller should be interested to sell. But if you look at the rest of the CADs, they this didn't really come all the way up to here. The rest of them did pull back a little more, and this trade was basically based on correlation, where when a major news event happens with a specific currency, it starts to move together across the board, right? So that major news event made CAD strong, and then CAD basically for that time frame, for that period of time, it got stronger across the board. So this is why the trade was taken. Multiple things. It's not just one thing or two things. Basically, from a higher time frame perspective, the price went through all of this mess, so the sell should continue, and correlation and CAD getting stronger with the interest rate decision, stuff like that. So I am hoping for the prices to come all the way down to hereabouts, somewhere in here, and if it is to turn into a buy, because again, if we just stick to the price action, this is all one buy, right? The buy started from down there, it went all the way up to there, so it is going to have problems as it continues to come down here, unless of course it breaks through and then pulls back to go lower, right? We've talked about this multiple times, that you gotta be aware of where you are in the bigger picture. So this was trade number one that was taken on dollar CAD. It's still running. Not all of it, 50% of it I took out last night as I closed Euro CAD completely, because I'll explain to you why. So the video is going to be a little longer than normal. Okay, so let's just quickly jump to EuroCAD, and then you can go to the rest of the CADs on your own, looking at the correlation and stuff like that. So, same thing happened on EuroCAD. Interest rate comes out, 1745 my time up there. Price goes all the way down to there, and then it pulls back. As it pulls back on the smallest of time frames, where the buyer gets introduced into the markets. Just quickly gonna go through this because it's already an 11 minutes video. Okay, so where the buyer gets introduced into the markets is as it goes through this, right? More or less the same thing as it happened on dollar CAD. Just the pullback was a little lower on dollar CAD because dollar was so weak. And then this is basically where I took the trade. Just hold on. Let me just adjust it. Yeah, this is where I took the trade. Okay, so as the again, same thing, right? Sell starts from up there, comes all the way down to here, pulls back a little, goes all the way down to there, pulls back a little, goes all the way down to there, pulls back, this seller holds, makes a lower low, and then the price comes back up, starts to put in higher lows, goes for a higher high. This higher high on this smaller time frame gets people like me to get in on the buy side because I've missed this big a move, I haven't made money out of it, fear of missing out, blah blah blah, and then the price introduce the buyers into the markets, and then the bigger seller takes over to make money. As it started to go, the price came all the way down to here. I did not move my stop loss. The reason why is because I need some sort of levels to be broken to move my stop losses, right? If you take a look at 3 minutes or 15 minutes, this support where the price started to come back up again from never got broken. So I did not move my stop loss to break even, and luckily my stop loss did survive this move up again, and then the prices started to go down again. As they went down again, because I was afraid of this move, I completely closed my trade down here. As I took partials on dollar CAD, I completely closed my trade down here, and then at the moment it is looking like it is making lower highs and lower lows. The price is continuing to go lower. Another reason why I completely got out of the trade is looking at the higher time frame. If you look at the higher time frame, you'd be able to understand that this is a support where the price has not been able to go through. It just channels around, continues to put in higher highs and higher lows. So it could get problems from this area, and it did get problems from this area. Eventually, it did break through. Now, what I would want to see on EuroCAD is, let's just get rid of this. Let's get rid of the rest of the brushes. And what I would want to see on EuroCAD is, let's see when the euro interest rate is. I think it's 15 minutes into New York Open. Yeah, 16:15 my time, 18:15 my time. Sorry, that is 6 o'clock in the evening. 6 o'clock is New York Open, so it's 15 minutes into New York Open, and then the press conference is 30 minutes after that, right? So what I would want to see on EuroCAD is the continuation of the sells and then a pullback with the interest rate to go lower. Anyway, uh, the video's gone longer. Your time is precious, so this is what I wanted to tell you guys, show you guys with what happens with major news events. One of my favorite setups, all-time favorite. You just gotta be aware of where the price is going with the news release, and then figure out the pullback where the buyers or sellers get introduced into the markets, and that is when the bigger player is gonna be interested. Anyway, cheers, guys.